Hello, my name is Kirill. I'm a concept designer currently living in San Francisco, California. For the past 5 or 6 years, I've been working as a concept artist in the gaming industry, and I worked on several AAA titles. Most recently, I was lucky enough to work for Lucasfilm on one of the Star Wars movies, Rogue One. And I'm really happy to bring you this hard surface modeling class, and I really hope you enjoy it. In order to help you understand the structure of the class and get the best out of it, I'm going to give you a brief course overview. As you can see, this class consists of 4 lessons. In lesson number 1, we're mostly talking about what is CAD and what is hard surface. I'm also going to give you a very quick introduction to Fusion 360 user interface, show you around, and we're going to be talking about the very basic tools, pretty much the bare minimum, the set of tools that you will be using every day for modeling hard surface. And we're going to go through a quick demo of CAD logic. I like to say CAD logic, but what it really is changing the way you think when you're looking at hard surface you're about to model. In my opinion, it's a little different from doing polygon modeling, but we're gonna talk about it more in depth in lesson number 1. Lesson number 2 will be about modeling simple props. I'm just gonna briefly explain how I understand hard surface design, the basics of it. We're also going to talk about additional tools in Fusion 360. We're going to go through a simple prop demo, and I'm going to try and teach you how to address certain common problems, and we're going to talk about fixing them. Lesson number 3, we're going to talk about more complex systems. We're going to be talking about achieving complexity, what makes the design look more interesting, basically. Again, I'm gonna quickly introduce a couple of more workflows and tools. Because we're talking about complex systems, we're going to be talking about design and function and movement. As you understand, hard surface is usually something complex that has a lot of joints, and these things are pretty easy to figure out in Fusion. We're going to go through a demo, and just like with all previous lessons, going to do some homework. And for the final lesson number 4, we're just going to briefly touch upon import and export, and we're going to take the final project and render it in Keyshot. I'm going to show you my kind of tips and tricks that I use for presentation, and we're going to wrap it up with recapping all of the information that we've learned so far. I believe this course will be beneficial for several types of artists. First and foremost, I think concept artists who are currently working in 2D will enjoy the course because they will be able to change their pipeline and incorporate more 3D into their pipeline for simple blockouts and that are used later in paint overs. Or if these concept artists are looking to just switch completely from 2D concept art to 3D concept art. Of course, it will also be interesting for 3D artists who are currently working in poly modeling, but they're looking to improve the complexity of their designs. As we all know, Max and Maya and Moto and other polygon modeling softwares take quite a lot of time. So I will show you that Fusion 360 is actually superior when it comes to creating really complicated shapes and pushing the level of detail. What to expect from this course? Well, I want you to look at this course as an introduction to Fusion 360 in general, and this course is pretty much a set of design principles and my thoughts on hard surface modeling. My intention is to get you interested in hard surface, in CAD modeling in general, and to bring you up to, I would say, beginner to intermediate level, because we're going to be modeling some small props, a big prop. This should be enough to get you started. But I also want you to understand that Fusion is much more complex as a piece of software. It was not designed with concept artists in mind. So this is just me showing you a couple of tips and tricks and how to get your designs more complex, more detailed, how to give them more sense and put more logic behind your designs. The good news about using this software is that Fusion 360 is pretty flexible with their licenses. In order to get the software, all you really need to do is just go to the home page and download the 30-day trial. And once you have that, if you don't have the account, you create one. If you already have it, you just log in with your Autodesk account, because you're gonna need that to stay logged in and to keep working. And then once you start your 30-day trial, you will have an option to extend your license. And basically, for students and educators, it's up to 3 years free. So I think that's more than enough to learn the software and understand whether it fits your workflow as a concept artist or as a 3D artist. And then you can decide on which license to get next.